In the last video, I showed you how to set up the TikTok add to cart event along with its parameters. In today's video, we'll go through how to set up the TikTok initiate checkout event using Google Tag Manager. This event is crucial. It tells TikTok when a user is seriously considering a purchase. So it's key for retargeting and conversion optimization. So let's see. First, let me introduce myself. I am Sultan, a professional web analyst. I specialize in Google Tag Manager, Google Ads conversion tracking, Facebook Pixel and Conversion API, GA4 setup, Pinterest, TikTok and Snapchat Pixel and Conversion API integrations, etc. I am available on Upwork and Fiverr. You can also reach me directly via WhatsApp or Gmail. If you are looking for accurate tracking and reliable data, I am here to help. Let's get your analytics done right. Now let's dive into the process. Just like before, I will refer to the TikTok official documentation for the initiate checkout event, as it's often referred to. Here's the list of standard events, description and recommended parameters for the events. You will notice something interesting here, that the initiate checkout event is listed here and it will happen when a visitor proceeds to checkout, but no specific parameters are mentioned here. That doesn't mean we should skip parameters entirely. In fact, TikTok recommends using standard e-commerce parameters like content type, content IDs, quantity, value, currency, etc. consistently across events like view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, and purchase. These parameters help TikTok better understanding your users' behavior, improve attribution, and allow for even deduplication when using the conversion API. So even though they are not explicitly required in the docs, adding these parameters is a best practice, and it will ensure your setup is future-proof and optimized for performance. So I'm gonna show you the setup of the initiate checkout event with the standard parameters. One important thing to keep in mind when setting up the initiate checkout event is that users often check out more than one product at a time, especially in e-commerce stores. So these parameters will be a little bit different from those of view content event and add to cart event, like I have shown you in the previous videos. So let's dive into the process. I have a few tabs open. This is the website. I'm gonna set up the tag. This is the Google Tag Manager account connected to the site. And this is TikTok Business Center. I will open Google Tag Manager and take a new tag. Tag configuration. Then I will choose from here TikTok Pixel tag template that I have added here from the community gallery earlier. So I will choose it. Then event configuration. I have to enter here the Pixel ID. I have already created a constant variable with the TikTok Pixel ID. So I'm gonna use that. I will click on this plus icon and then TikTok Pixel ID. Then event name will be initiate checkout. Then parameters override. For advanced matching configuration, I will skip email, phone number, external ID. I will show you email and phone number variable setup in purchase tag, and I will show you the setup of external ID in the TikTok conversion API setup video. So for now, I'm gonna skip them. And then properties. I'm not gonna use Google Analytics e-commerce data layers here. Instead, I will go with manual method. Now TikTok gives us three options for sending product related data: single content, multiple contents, no contents. Here we have to choose either single content or multiple contents. Let's break this down. If you choose single content, you will need to create variables that dynamically pull the IDs, quantities, variables, and descriptions for all products in the cart, whether it's one item or many. This approach is more detailed and passes complete information to TikTok. On the other hand, if you select multiple contents, you can simplify your setup by only sending content, value, currency, and descriptions. You don't need to define content IDs or other item level details. But here's the catch. When using multiple contents, the TikTok Pixel Helper extension may show a warning or error saying that content ID is missing. While the event still works, it's a non-issue and might be confusing during testing. That's why for most setups, especially if you want better data clarity and easier debugging, I recommend using the single content method, even though it requires a bit more configuration inside GTM. It's more scalable and ensures TikTok receives detailed and structured product data, which is useful for dynamic ads and retargeting. So So I'm gonna choose here single content. Now to implement the single content method, we need to send multiple product details like product IDs, quantities, values, and descriptions, even when a user checks out more than one item. To do this in Google Tag Manager, I will be using custom JavaScript variables. These variables are written in JavaScript and are specifically designed to extract structured data from the data layer at the time the event is pushed. The JavaScript code will parse the data layer object, for example, window.dataLayer or the e-commerce or item array, and return the necessary values to the correct format, such as an array of product IDs or the sum of all product values. I've already written these scripts based on the structure of the data layer on this website. So instead of manually creating separate variables for each product, these custom JavaScript variables will loop through the product list in the data layer, extract the relevant information like ID, quantity, price, or description, format it appropriately for TikTok's expected parameters. Then I will insert those variables into the tag configuration. This method ensures that the data passed to TikTok remains accurate, dynamic, and fully scalable, regardless of whether the user checks out with one item or multiple. So let's set up the variables. For content ID, I will click on the plus icon. Then again, I will click on the plus icon. Then variable configuration. Then I will choose custom JavaScript. Then I will paste here the script that I have already written. Then I will entitle the variable item IDs. Then save. Alright, then content type will be product. Then content name. So click on the plus icon. Again click on plus icon. Variable configuration and then custom JavaScript. I will paste the script here. I will entitle the variable content names. Then save. Then quantity. Click on the plus icon. Again plus icon. Variable configuration, custom JavaScript. Then I will paste the script for quantity here. It will return the total quantity of all products in the cart, regardless of how many different products are there. Then I will entitle the variable quantity. Then save. Here you go, the variable is inserted. Then value. I will click on the plus icon. For the variable of value, I have seen that the previous variable that I have created with data layer variable type that works correctly. So I'm gonna choose that. Then currency. So I will click on the plus icon. Here's the currency. Alright. Then deduplication configurations. I will skip that for conversion API setup. And then triggering. Initiate checkout fires when a user enters the checkout page, usually by clicking proceed to checkout or checkout on the cart page. In my case, when a user clicks the checkout button, a custom event is pushed to the data layer. I have opened the GTM preview mode and inspect the event on the left hand panel. I can see an event named begin checkout being fired. This event contains all the relevant data such as the list of the products, their IDs, quantities, and prices, etc. And it acts as the perfect trigger point for our TikTok initiate checkout tag. So to use this event in GTM, I have already created a custom event trigger. Let's see how to do that. Click on triggering. Then again click on top right corner plus icon, then trigger configuration, and then choose from here custom event. The event name will be begin checkout, exactly as it appears in the data layer. And then I will choose all custom events. You can use also some custom events with conditions if needed. I will go with all custom events. Then I will entitle the trigger begin checkout. Now if I hit save button, it will be created and set up in the trigger section. Since I have already created this trigger, so I'm gonna use that. This way, the tag only fires when the user initiates the checkout process and not on unrelated page views or clicks. Now I will entitle the tag TikTok initiate checkout. Then save. Here you go. Here is the tag TikTok initiate checkout. Now that our tag, trigger, and variables are ready, the next step is to test the configuration. So first I will check on GTM. I will click on preview to enter tag assistant mode. Enter the website URL here and click on connect. Here you go, Tag Assistant connected. Recently my cart is empty, like you can see, no products in the cart. Now I will go through the purchase journey, adding products to the cart and clicking the checkout button. The checkout page is loaded. Now I will check in the Tag Assistant panel to see if the TikTok Initiate Checkout tag fires correctly and also verify the parameters. Here is the Tag Assistant tab, so I will click on continue. If I scroll down, we can see TikTok Initiate Checkout tag fired one time. On the left menu, if I click on begin checkout and then open the TikTok Initiate Checkout tag, we can see all of the parameters are working, like content name, quantity, content type, content ID, currency, etc. Next, I will open the TikTok Pixel Helper Chrome extension to check if the event has been received and whether TikTok is reading the parameters correctly. So I will go to the website and here's the TikTok Pixel Helper extension. If I click here, we can see Initiate Checkout has green signal. If I click here, we can see parameter details like content ID, content name, content type, currency, quantity, value, etc. That means TikTok receiving the parameters correctly. Also, I recommend checking the event in TikTok Events Manager test mode. Before checking in TikTok Events Manager test mode, I should submit and publish the modification on Google Tag Manager, because sometimes without submitting and publishing the modification on GTM, it doesn't work in TikTok Events Manager test mode. So I'm gonna submit and publish it in GTM. I will name the version TikTok Initiate Checkout Setup and then publish. Now let's open TikTok Business Center and hover the mouse on these three lines and open the Events Manager. And then I will open the Pixel. Then open the Test Events mode. Then enter here the website URL and then open website. You can see I have a few products in the cart that I have added a while ago. So now I will go to checkout. Here you go, the checkout page is loaded. Now if I go to Events Manager, we can see the Initiate Checkout event is received. We can see also parameters here like content type, contents, content ID, content name, currency, value, quantity, etc. We should also check the event here because this allows you to confirm that the Initiate Checkout event is not only firing but also reaching TikTok's servers with the correct parameters. So we can say everything looks good. So that's it today. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more tracking tutorials. And do you need any help with TikTok Pixel, Conversion API or any other tracking setup? I offer professional tracking services for platforms like TikTok, Meta, GA4, Google Ads, Pinterest and more. You can hire me on Upwork or Fiverr or reach out via email or WhatsApp number like you can see below the video. All the links are in the video description too. So thanks for watching and see you in the next one.